Time is 11:24 a.m. We're back on record.
What do you know about your daughter changing the story of Zenaida Gonzalez being dropped off at Sawgrass to being kidnapped at Blanchard Park?
I have no knowledge about that.
None.
No.
You ever talked to your daughter about it?
No, I have not.
Have you heard that there's a different story?
Heard a lot of stories, sir.
Have you heard that that particular one changed from she voluntarily dropped her your granddaughter off with Zenaida Gonzalez at Sawgrass and then changed the story to Zenaida Gonzalez took her from her, kidnapped her from her at Blanchard Park? Have you heard of that change in your daughter's story?
Have not.
So that's news you're hearing for the first time here today.
Yep. Yes.
Do you have a belief who would be on your list of potential people currently that did this?
I'm not going to discuss that with you, sir.
You have a list, but you won't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you.
Is your daughter on that list?
I'm not going to discuss anything about my daughter, sir, any further with you.
Is any Zenaida Gonzalez on that list?
No.
Is that because you now have concluded that the Zenaida Gonzalez story was not true from the beginning?
You can answer that.
And that's very relevant.
This particular Zenaida Gonzalez is here. I don't believe is involved in taking my granddaughter.
That's not my question. Have you rejected, believe in your own mind, the Zenaida Gonzalez story is not true, period? That there was no Zenaida Gonzalez that your daughter left your granddaughter with who took her?
That's who my daughter said she left her with. That's who she left her with.
Okay. So my question is, if no Zenaida Gonzalez is on your list, is it because you've rejected that story?
I haven't rejected that story. I believe in my daughter.
Okay. Can you explain to me how you can square, I don't consider any Zenaida Gonzalez to be on the list anymore, with I still believe my daughter?
This particular Zenaida Gonzalez over here is not involved with my granddaughter and my daughter.
Any, and I ask you, was any Zenaida Gonzalez?
Sir, I'm not asking that any. I'm just talking about this particular, that's what we're here about today, sir. We're not talking about anyone else named Zenaida Gonzalez. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, your client is not Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez.
Mr. McNeil, can I help you for a second?
No, actually, I don't need any help.
Let me just say this. If you all really want to put an end to this, he's asking a very direct question, which is, does he believe any Zenaida Gonzalez? It's not on the list. It's not on his list. And a simple, not I believe my daughter, the simple question is, do you believe any? If you really are saying what you believe, that's a very direct question and can stop a lot of other questions.
I understand your question, and what I was going to explain to you is that Zanny is the name he heard prior to July. Zenaida Gonzalez is the name afterwards. So if we can ask your question based on that premise.
Zenaida Gonzalez was questioned by the police.
Right. If you just take it in that time frame, and if you can ask your questions that way, I think it'll.
Who do you believe? Who do you believe Zanny is? Is there a Zanny, and who do you believe it is?
I was told there was a Zanny, and she was a babysitter.
All right. Who is it though? Who is the person? Who do you believe the person is?
If you don't know, George,
I do not know.
I didn't ask if you know. Who do you believe it could be?
I do not know.
You have no even suspicion?
Nope. I
Do you think it's code for somebody else's name?
I have no idea, sir.
Have Have you thought it might be code for someone else?
You know something? You're trying to badger me here. I don't appreciate that.
Have you thought it might be a code for someone else?
No.
Have you ever looked in the phone book? We've heard about looking in the phone book for
Mr.
Zenaida
Guns.
Gonzalez. Have you ever
No.
looked in the phone book for?
No.
Hold on. Let me finish.
I've never looked in the phone book.
Let me finish my.
I don't use a phone book anymore.
Have you ever looked in a phone book for Zenaida Gonzalez?
No.
How about on the internet, the phone book?
Possibly I have.
How many did you find in Central Florida?
Well, sir, if I'm not mistaken, between Miami and Jacksonville, there's over 1,000 of them.
Now, my question: how many here in the Central Florida area did you find when you looked on the computer?
Sir, there's like 140 of them.
140 Zenaida Gonzalez.
Yeah, there are.
In Greater Orlando area.
If you know, answer it. If you don't, you don't know.
Yeah, in Greater Orlando, yeah, there's many.
Okay, and what did you search on?
I
Not
don't,
many.
I don't
about
remember, I don't remember
140.
the exact site, sir. I don't remember the exact site.
But your home computer would show where you searched for that. Would
The
it?
Sheriff's Department has that.
The Sheriff's Department has all that information.
I mean, they have the computer.
But that computer would show where he had searched for Zenaida Gonzalez. That's what it said.
I can only assume that it would. They've got it.
Well, let
so.
him answer that question.
The Sheriff's Department has our equipment. They has our stuff in their possession.
But-
If you need to ask that, you need to ask the Sheriff's Department.
And is that the computer you searched for Zenaida Gonzalez on?
Yeah, the one that I don't have.
Okay.
Did you talk with during the 31 days when Lee went looking for your daughter and granddaughter, and he went to the Dragon Room looking for her? Did you?
I have no knowledge of that, sir.
Did you have any conversations with Lee about his efforts, before or after?
I talk to my son every single day. During this thing right here, sir, I don't remember any of that kind of conversation about dragging or anything like that, no.
Do you remember him telling you that he was searching for her and he thought she was in Orlando, but she was claiming to be in Jacksonville?
No, I have no knowledge of that. If he did, I don't remember.
How about the story that Zenaida or Zanny was supposedly going to Tampa and was in a car crash? Did you get a story like that from your daughter?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me about it. What'd she tell you?
She just told me that Zanny was coming back from Tampa. She got involved in an accident with her two children. Or two children, I'm sorry, two children she was watching. I'm sorry. Not her specific children, but two children she was watching.
And was, as your daughter told it, was your granddaughter in the car with her at the time of the crash?
No, my granddaughter's with my daughter.
Okay, and where was your daughter? Following her?
I believe so.
Okay, and what did she tell you why they were going to Tampa?
No, was coming back from Tampa.
Okay, what did she tell you about that?
I don't specifically remember.
Did you ask her, why haven't you come by the house? What's going on?
No, did not ask her that.
Did you talk at all to your granddaughter during those 31 days, on the phone or text or anything like that?
Well, number one is my granddaughter's only two. She was only 2 years old at the time. She doesn't text.
Okay.
I haven't talked to my granddaughter. I have not heard my granddaughter's voice since June 16th of 2008. Do not ask me that again, sir, because I will walk out of here.
Okay.